Greetings Final Fantasy fans, our menu here. I will try to keep that as simple as possible. I got a package here, the package is from Japan, and within that package there should be a special kind of Final Fantasy VIII merchandise that I've recently ordered. The thing is, if you look at the package on the left side, you see it says Gaming CD used. I hope you can see that. And the special thing about it is that recently I've been browsing on Reddit and I found a thread of somebody showing off a very special limited edition of Final Fantasy VIII. And there's a big chance that I gotten that version. So what I want to say is I recently bought a certain version of Final Fantasy VIII from Japan, and within that special version there's also a chance that I'm getting a limited special version, right? So I'm kind of hoping that inside this package there will be that version. A bit nervous. Here's the thing. It's possible that in that package there is what I've ordered. That would make me very happy. There's also the chance that I've got scammed and there isn't what I've ordered inside. Or the worst option, what I wanted is inside, but it's broken. And to be frank, if I had to choose between getting scammed and receiving what I would like to have, but it's broken, then I would probably prefer the scam over a broken limited edition of Final Fantasy VIII. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead, open up the package. Let's get... Unboxings aren't really something that I do. Like, I mean, I have opened like booster packages on stream before, which is fun. But you know, it's like, it's a lot of money and opening cards is fun to watch, but it's not the, you know, most exciting thing. So this one, to me personally, is a bit nerve-wracking. Alright, getting there. Okay, I'm really hoping that this is what I wish it to be. That would be amazing. But we'll see in a second. Alright, there goes the first flap. There goes the second flap. Oh, by the way, since I don't know what's inside, there's a chance that there's like some private info on the guy who made me that package. So yeah, if that happens, I'm going to censor it in some way. Alright. So some packaging material here. Oh, there you go. And from what I can see, this is some Japanese advertisement. So that's already promising. Like, I order quite a lot of stuff that comes directly from eBay, or you know, there are some second-hand sales websites like Yahoo auctions or something like that, and it's always fun to see like Japanese material stuffed inside. I guess if you live in Japan it's not that special, but for somebody like me from Germany it's always cool to see. Alright, there's the wrap. Okay, so it's looking like it's Final Fantasy VIII already, so very promising. Okay, I got it. Okay, so I got the item, and it does seem to be what I've ordered. However, is it the special limited edition that I'm hoping for? Let me make sure that there's nothing else in the package itself. No, looks like packaging material. Okay. Alright, let's put it to the side. For anyone wondering why is that a huge deal for me, like it's just another copy of Final Fantasy VIII, and I've recently discovered that I already own 7 different copies. I honestly can't tell. It's the thrill of getting something new, obviously, but it's also it's history, right? We are looking at items that are over 20 years old and are not being produced anymore. Square Enix in general is not really putting out any new Final Fantasy VIII merchandise. At least not yet. Maybe that will change once an actual remake gets announced, which is still kinda unrealistic. Well, not unrealistic anymore. The Final Fantasy VII remake was really, really popular, and even if a lot of people out there say that Final Fantasy VIII is not a popular one within the franchise, that's simply wrong. Looking at the sales numbers and stuff, you will notice that this was sold quite a bit. Sold quite a bit. Excuse me. Okay. Alright, so here we go. This is the Japanese PC version of Final Fantasy VIII from 1999/2000. If you go to the back side, let me see if I can find some dates. For obvious reasons, I cannot read Japanese, but I can read numbers. So it's from Microsoft Windows 98, 95. Requires an Intel Pentium 2 with 300 megahertz. Alright. I think my AMD Ryzen is technically up to the task, but probably too new to run this one. And so is my Windows 7. Yes, still using Windows 7, best operating system there is. Let me check down here for the copyright stuff. JapanEA.com, that's interesting. I guess that explains. I do have a couple of versions that actually show EA on the Final Fantasy VIII disc case. By the way, I know certain people are probably going to watch this video, so I would like to mention that disc is pronounced and written with a C, not a K. Just so you know. Okay, where are we? I actually cannot find the 2000 copyright thing, but... Oh yeah, there it is, there it is. Trademark, okay, that's probably... I'm gonna try to get as close as I can. 1999/2000 by Square. Alright, Squaresoft. Okay, I'm going to open this up now, and once I do, we will know what version I got. Did I get the default version of Final Fantasy VIII, or am I getting the limited run one? Alright. Please don't be broken. Don't be broken. Okay. Ooh, yes. Okay. It is the limited version. Okay. I'm gonna keep opening that side in a second, just enjoying the artwork, the Griever, the Hyperion icon. I think at least it's... I'm actually not sure what Cypher's icon is. I figured it would be like a cross sword, because I think that's his title. So usually those are referred to as the three protagonist icons. Let me lift it up carefully. So on the top you have the Griever icon, the sleeping Lionheart. Then you have Cypher's icon, which should be the cross sword. And then you have the last icon, the angel wing or angel heart, depending on what translation you do. And on the right side you can already see what makes this version special. It's the artwork on the discs. And before I talk about the artwork specifically, let me open up the other side. Oh yeah, okay. There's the little booklet that I'm gonna put to the side. Okay, so here we have it in all its glory. Taking a moment to appreciate everything, and then I'm going to give a little bit of commentary. Actually, let's first have a look at the booklet. So that is like the manual, I guess. Yeah, gives a little bit of an overview over the characters, the whole general cast, with their age and height. From what I remember, Quistis was the oldest one with 18, yeah. Right. Yeah. You can probably hear the dog barking outside. Let me close the window. Alright. Alright. Windows closed. Let's go back to the booklet. Yeah, I still can't read Japanese, so that's basically the instruction manual for how to set up the game, and even some explanations on in-game mechanics from what I can see. Maybe even a mini walkthrough tutorial like that. Yeah, okay, that's like controls, how to navigate a car, how to go through menus, limit break stuff. Could be. I guess maybe that's what we are getting in the European and American version through the quizzes tutorials. And instead it's written in those booklets. Condition is great. Condition is really great. I'm gonna browse through this real quick just to see if we find anything special. Yeah, it's basically an advice booklet. Okay. Some artwork over here showing Laguna and Squall. And Squall on the back of the cover. Let's see what that is. If I had to guess, I mean, I could open that. I don't want to at the moment. I will. I don't really care about keeping everything super pristine, so I definitely do want to open this one. But from what I can see, this is probably like a complaints letter or something. Like if something doesn't work, you can put in what kind of PC you are using, and then here's like from EA Online, from EA Japan, some promotional material, I guess. Okay. Yeah, that's a booklet. That's the EA stuff. Let's put it over there. And let's go over the actual special thing that makes that whole limited edition limited. So, as you have already guessed, those discs do not show the plain white background with some of the game art. They actually are full art, showing the concept art of Yoshitaka Amano. I was thinking if I have to explain who Yoshitaka Amano is, but basically he is a great artist who has been doing concepts art for multiple games, not just Final Fantasy. He's probably most famous for that, but also other games that you know mostly from Squaresoft, like that era, and also newer games since Square Enix. So let's look at the discs one by one. On the top left, you can see Laguna holding a cat, which should be the concept art of the moon and a cat from Yoshitaka Amano. Yeah, well, they're all Yoshitaka Amano, so I'm gonna can that comment. About the cat, I always figured that this is supposed to be a reference to rain. Like, do you know when you do the Windhill side quest after, you know, in the present time of the game, when you visit Windhill with Squall and party, and you enter the bar where Rain used to work, on the counter you can see a Rain for a moment, and after a few seconds there's like white light and Rain disappears and the cat emerges. So I always figured that the cat is supposed to reference Rain, and this is Laguna holding Rain, aka the cat, in his hands. So below that we have Squall, concept art of Squall with his gunblade, which I believe is called Worthy Opponent. Yeah, it should be. And looking at those eyes that look really cold and distant, there's one thing I want to say right away. A lot of people, well, not a lot of people, but I've seen comments of people not really liking Yoshitaka Amano's artwork, and I get it. Like those people say, for example, it's rough looking. It's like it's not really pretty. It's even ugly, and I get it because what you're looking at is probably not what you're used to from growing up with anime in general, like and reading manga. You probably have an internal concept of what is aesthetic in the anime style, and this isn't really that. However, I also don't think that's important because you can appreciate something without it meeting a certain criteria. Like, personally, I don't think that Yoshitaka Amano's art is pretty. Well, like the word pretty isn't what I would use to describe it, I think. Looking at the way he draws lines and he, especially faces, like looking at the next disc that shows Cypher's concept art, the words that I would use to describe his art is fascinating, right? Like captivating. I don't look at those artworks and think to myself, "Oh yeah, that's pretty anime style." I'm thinking, no, that's really captivating art. It doesn't mean it's for everyone. I get that, but it's definitely something I can respect because it's really, really unique. The next disc, disc 4, shows Rinoa with her wings. And I also think that's the name of that artwork. It should be like singing angel or singing wings or sleeping wings. I don't quite remember. I think it's singing wings, but I would have to look it up. Yeah, it shows Rinoa with her angel wings laying down. Now the next disc on the top right shows Squall laying down with Selfie on some kind of field. This artwork I find the most interesting, and here's why. Those who know a little bit about Final Fantasy VIII's development know that Selfie is an odd character because she's one of the first characters that was created for the game, even before Rinoa, I believe. It could be that the actual order was Squallus first and Selfie was second. I'm not 100% sure. And if you ever played the demo version of Final Fantasy VIII, the Dolet mission from, I think, the Pizza Hut stuff, like the Pizza Hut promotional demo disc, you will see that this one has Rinoa in the Dolet mission instead of Selfie. So obviously the only ones who could answer that are those who have written the story, especially during the development stage. But I believe that Selfie's role during development was quite different from what we can see in the game. There's some um, special scenes in the full game where you can notice that, for example, when you visit Trabia Garden after it gets bombed by the missiles and you try to access Selfie's personal info on the PC, she will show up and shush you away, so you can't really, find out more about her background. And you never do. It's not like this side quest continues and then somebody else tells you what it is that you were not allowed to see. It's just that she doesn't tell you about her past. So makes you really wonder what her original purpose was. And then we have the last disc down here, which seems to hold the music. I'm going to test later if I can actually play that music from that disc. it shows the full cast, the full party, and that should also be the name of that artwork. It should be the party, or yeah. Like you see Chris is in the background, Cell on the right. No, I'm stupid. That's Renoa in the background with a dress. So there's Renoa, there's Zell laying next to here, Christus here, down there. We got Selfie over here again. Selfie right next to Squall, but I guess on that artwork they're all right next to Squall, right? And Irvine on the left side. Looking at the whole disc, let me carefully take it out actually. I'm not quite sure where this is supposed to be. I would assume it's on Balam Garden because of the tower on the left side on the background. It could also be near the orphanage, but I don't think it's the orphanage. I think it's actually Balam. Yeah. I don't want to take out all the discs at the moment, but if you... Actually, let me do it. I don't mind. So, taking out the worthy opponent, taking out the moon and the cat, taking out the cipher one, which I actually have no name for. Then the singing wings. This one here, Selfie and Squall, should be the serenade, the promotion. Based on the name, it could actually be after the seed exam when they get promoted to seed, but I'm not quite sure. And the party. So, and if you look at the backgrounds, those are probably the most popular promotional artworks. That's Squall. In the middle, we have Renoa. And on the right side, we can see Mr. Cross Sword Cipher. All right, let me put them back before I cry. So yeah, I do like those artworks a lot. Like the concept that Yoshitaka Amano does with his no, let me rephrase. The way Yoshitaka Amano draws is really fascinating. So getting my hands on this really limited version of Final Fantasy VIII makes me quite happy. If I had to give a complaint, it would probably be that one of my favorite Yoshitaka Amano pieces is not featured, which is the Fanatic Feast. Also from Final Fantasy VIII, which basically shows a bunch of sorcerers. Well, not sorceresses. It shows the parade from Dealing City, and Idea on the top of that parade, together with her dances. It's really great on colors. It's like a red and yellow and orangish color scheme. Gives you the impression of being at a crazy circus, which I guess explains the word fanatic. Maybe I'm gonna put a picture into that video so you can take a look. Everything is as I wanted it to be, and makes me quite happy. Alright, okay. Thank you guys for sharing this unboxing experience with me. I'm extremely satisfied. Everything is in great condition. I really like those artworks, and now I have to find a way to present this in my room next to the other Final Fantasy merchandise. Well, when I've done that, I'm gonna take a picture for you guys. All right. Thank you for watching, and take care.